So I've learned I was a little bit wrong about what I was calling the canes that come out on our blackberries every year. When the canes come out for the first year and don't have any flowers on them, that's when they're called primocanes. The second year, those canes that came up, they get flowers, they're called floricanes. So because they flower. The floricanes will produce fruit, they will die back, we'll cut them off, and the new canes will come up the same year, and those are called primocanes. So, and we'll keep an eye on these, because as the flowers die off, this is where the fruit forms. So we'll be able to start seeing fruit come in on all of these flowers. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a bean. Doom, 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 doom. I think we just planted that 5 days ago? I'm going to check on the dill that's growing up here. Got a few that are doing pretty well. Need to do a little weed maintenance. This is a elephant amaranth. We planted amaranth several years ago, but we occasionally get some that come back. I'll probably let that one keep going. They're quite vigorous. And I need to come out and get the moonflower vines from last year removed and do some replanting and get this arbor back in shape. So we're still not 100% sure why the sassafras tree died. Still working on getting some help with that. We've continued to fight with the voles, and there's a little hole there. Stomped it. And using some castor oil based repellent with some success. I don't know. But the sassafras sent out a ton of runners, and we decided we're just going to let them grow. And even if they come up, we'll do a little trimming. But if they come up here and make a sort of protection and they're more shrubbery than tree, that's okay behind the fence here. We used to have some taller pines right behind the fence, and it created a lot of too much shade in the backyard, really, for the vegetables and that sort of thing. So we had them trimmed back. Let's see if I can get a shot of this. It's turned into normal May weather, and I'm being followed by a cloud of gnats. Yeah. That's a good time in the morning. Thanks, gnats. Just noticed I have hosta coming up here. I have hosta on the north side of the house, but how the heck did it get way over here? This is wild raspberry. It's very invasive and very hard to get rid of, but I usually just pull that up by hand. Oh wow, tiny little hostas. Huh. And frequently, as gardeners, we have to play plant detective, aka what's wrong with my plant. And I had noticed, this is one of the rainforest peppers, I'd noticed that it started to have some curling, some, I won't call it mutated, but the plants were curly. So it could be any number of things, but it's likely a virus. So I looked up, did some searching on Google, and found something called pepper curl leaf virus, which is frequently caused by a certain type of insect. And it's kind of hard to see here, but I do see some, looks like tiny, let's see if I could get a picture of this. Yeah. Tiny white insects here, which possibly have transmitted this disease. So the virus itself is not curable. It recommended separating this plant from everything else. I'm going to make a solution with neem oil and soap and keep this one separated and see if we can't work past this and pinch off the affected leaves. Got some down at the bottom here as well. And see if we can't salvage this plant. But that's all the updates this week. I've put more rungs on our modular staking system. Discovered this a couple years ago and really like it because you can add pegs and you can move these around. And that way, like if you're growing something for the first time, like these tomatillos, and you're not really sure how tall it's going to get, you can start out with just one and then keep adding. So, it was a good week in the garden. And please leave a comment. Let us know if there's anything you want us to cover in more detail. Please like it and subscribe. And we'll see you next week from the garden. Garden Weirdos, thanks for watching.